Hi, sixth graders, hi, fifth graders. As usual, I do the same video for both of you guys because both of you guys I teach together. And I hope you have a nice Father's Day. Everybody has a nice Father's Day. And you made breakfast for your dad, and hugs and kisses, and presents sometimes are not important. The most important is that you guys behave, like Teacher Rosie says in class. Behave, be good with your father, and spoil him. We know what is spoil. It's chiñat. Remember spoil. Today I'm going to read you a nice story. So today I'm going to be a storyteller. I'm going to tell you a story. The name of the story is Man's Best Friend. Now, let's see if you can guess who is man's best friend, okay? So I'm going to begin reading the story. A long time ago, in a small house in Scotland, two friends lived together. Their names were John and Bobby. John and Bobby were not rich, but they were happy. They had a warm fire when it was cold outside, so they built a fire outside when it was very cold outside. They had good food to eat when they were hungry. They were never lonely because they had each other. John and Bobby liked to take long walks together. After their walk, John usually cooked dinner. John and Bobby ate dinner and then sat in front of the fire. They had a simple but good life. Then, in spring of 1858, John got sick and died. He was buried, he was buried in a cemetery in Scotland. After John was buried, Bobby stood at John's grave, tumba, and cried. "Come on, Bobby," friends said. "Come on, Bobby," friends said. "It's time to go home." Bobby went home, but later he returned to the cemetery. He sat down near John's grave. He stayed there all night. Bobby stayed at the cemetery the next day, and the next day, and the next day. For the next 14 years, Bobby never left the cemetery. When the weather was cold or rainy, he slept in a small house at the cemetery. When the weather was warm, he slept on the ground and near John's grave. Finally, in 1872, Bobby died too. Friends buried him in a little grave near John. Why was Bobby's grave little? Why was Bobby's grave little? Bobby, John's best friend, was a dog. So this is a true story. That's what the stories from this book are true stories. So it's a true story about a dog who loved his master or his friend. So that's why we